Imagine being able to store extra oxygen in your muscles and protect your brain from dying when starved of oxygen. You're probably thinking of a mythical creature or maybe even a superpower. But what if I told you these abilities are real? A group of scientists recently discovered that humpback whales can literally supercharge their muscles with oxygen, allowing them to stay underwater for extended periods of time. But why is this ability important and how can it help humans? Well, this amazing discovery is just one example of how science is finding ways to use the secrets of nature to improve human lives. And I don't mean some fictional world of genetically modified super soldiers. I mean real advancements that could help us solve some of our biggest problems. So let us talk about how we can use nature's incredible diversity and ingenuity to solve some of our biggest challenges, from energy storage to medical treatments and everything in between. Nature has been solving problems for billions of years, and there's a lot we can learn from it. For example, solar panels are pretty great, but they have a big problem. They only work when the sun is shining. Wouldn't it be great if we could store solar energy for cloudy days or nighttime? Well, nature has already solved this problem. Plants have been storing energy in the form of sugars for thousands of years, and we can actually use this process to store solar energy too. Using a process called photosynthesis, plants convert sunlight into chemical energy in the form of sugars. We can actually use enzymes from these plants to break down these sugars and store the energy for later use. This process is still in the early stages, but it has the potential to revolutionize the way we store energy. But what about medical treatments? One of the most exciting areas of research is in the field of medicine. There are all kinds of treatments that we want to develop that could save lives, but they're just too expensive or too complicated. For example, there are some amazing drugs out there that could help people with rare disorders, but they're just too expensive for most people to afford. Wouldn't it be great if we could find a cheaper way to make these drugs? Well, nature has already done the hard work for us. Many of the drugs we use today are actually derived from natural sources. For example, the drug aspirin is derived from the bark of the willow tree. And a lot of our antibiotics come from fungi. By looking to nature for inspiration, we can find new ways to create life-saving drugs that are more affordable for everyone. One of the most promising areas of research is in the field of cancer treatment. Cancer is one of the leading causes of death in the world, but there are some really amazing treatments out there that could help people with cancer live longer and better lives. One of these treatments is immunotherapy, which helps the body's own immune system fight cancer. But immunotherapy can be really expensive and it doesn't work for everyone. So, wouldn't it be great if we could find a cheaper way to make immunotherapy more effective? Well, nature has already solved this problem. Certain bacteria have the ability to make immunotherapy more effective, and all we need to do is figure out how to harness that power. This is exactly what a team of scientists at the University of California, San Diego are doing. They were studying a type of bacteria found in the guts of some African tribes people who have a natural immunity to cancer. And while this research is still in the early stages, it has the potential to revolutionize the way we treat cancer. But what about energy storage? One of the biggest challenges facing renewable energy is storage. Solar and wind energy are great, but they're not always available when we need them. So, wouldn't it be great if we could store these forms of energy for later use? Well, nature has already solved this problem. Batteries are everywhere, but they have a major drawback. They're not very efficient, meaning that a lot of energy is lost during the charging and discharging process. But nature has already developed some amazing solutions to this problem. For example, redox flow batteries are a type of battery that uses liquid electrolytes and they're way much more efficient than traditional batteries. And what's really cool is that they can be scaled up to any size, meaning they could potentially be used to store huge amounts of energy. That's why companies like Energy Vault are developing redox flow batteries to store solar and wind energy for later use. So you might be wondering what this all means for the future. Well, it's clear that we can learn a lot from nature. It has already provided us with some amazing solutions to some of our biggest problems. And there's no telling what other solutions are out there waiting to be discovered. Just think about how far we've come already. We've harnessed the power of the sun to create electricity. We've developed drugs that save lives. And we're finding new ways to fight cancer. All of this has come from looking to nature for inspiration. And the best part is that this is just the beginning. As technology advances, we'll be able to explore more of nature's secrets and use them to improve our lives. For example, gene editing technology like CRISPR has allowed scientists to edit genes with unprecedented accuracy. And artificial intelligence is helping researchers analyze huge amounts of data to find patterns and insights that would not have been possible before. Who knows what amazing discoveries we'll make in the future? But the benefits of learning from nature go beyond just the practical applications. It also helps us to see the world in a new way. When we look to nature for inspiration, we realize that there are so many things that we do know and that we can always learn something new. It helps us to be more humble and to appreciate the complexity and beauty of the natural world. So the next time you're feeling stuck on a problem, take a step outside and look to nature for inspiration. You never know what amazing solutions you might find. The idea of turning to nature for inspiration to solve human problems isn't a new one. In fact, it's been happening for centuries. For example, the ancient Greeks were inspired by the spiral shape of seashells to create beautiful works of art. And the Egyptians used papyrus reeds to create the first paper. But in recent years, this idea has taken on a whole new meaning. We've learned that there are so many things that we do know about nature and that there is always something more to discover. We've made some amazing discoveries already. For example, we've learned that the lotus effect is a natural phenomenon that causes water to roll off of lotus leaves, keeping them clean and bacteria-free. And we've developed self-cleaning materials based on this effect. Another great example is biomimicry, which is the practice of designing solutions based on nature's examples. Biomimicry has been used to create all kinds of amazing things like wind turbines that mimic the shape of a bird's wing to generate more power buildings that mimic the shape of a termite mound, to regulate temperature, and even Velcro that mimics the hooks and eyes of a burdock plant too. Attach things together. But perhaps the most exciting developments in this field are happening in the realm of medicine. There are some amazing breakthroughs that are happening right now that could save lives and improve the quality of life for millions of people. For example, there is a company called Gelsio that is developing a new type of bandage that uses a natural material called chitin to help wounds heal faster. Chitin is a natural polymer that is found in everything from the shells of crustaceans to the cell walls of fungi. And it has some amazing properties that make it ideal for use in a bandage. It's strong and flexible, and it also has the ability to absorb and retain moisture. This is important because moisture is essential for the healing process. So, a bandage that can retain moisture can help keep the wound moist and promote faster healing. The company has already tested the bandage on pigs and has seen great results. The pigs' wounds healed much faster with the new bandage than they did with traditional bandages. And there were also fewer signs of infection. Gelsio plans to start human trials of the bandage soon, and if all goes well, it could be on the market within a few years. Another amazing breakthrough is happening at the University of California, San Diego, where scientists are studying a type of bacteria that could lead to a new way to fight cancer. The bacteria is called Vibrio fuscari, and it has a unique ability to create a symbiotic relationship with certain types of squid. The bacteria lives inside the squid, and it helps the squid to camouflage itself. This is important because it allows the squid to hide from predators. But it's also important for another reason. See, the bacteria and the squid have a kind of conversation going on. The bacteria sends signals to the squid, and the squid responds in kind. And this conversation is happening in a language that the squid understands. This is amazing because it could lead to a new way to fight cancer. The thing is, cancer cells are kind of like rebel cells. They don't listen to the signals that normal cells send, and that's what makes them so dangerous. But if we could find a way to get cancer cells to listen to the right signals, we might be able to stop them from growing and dividing. And that's exactly what these bacteria are doing. The bacteria is sending signals to the squid cells, and those cells are listening. And if we can figure out how to harness this power, we might be able to find a new way to fight cancer. These breakthroughs are just the tip of the iceberg. There are all kinds of amazing things that are happening in the world of nature-inspired medicine, and it's an area that I'm really excited about. So if you're interested in learning more, I encourage you to do your own research. Who knows? You might just discover the next great breakthrough in medicine. We've explored how nature's strategies for energy storage and medical treatment can benefit us. Now, let us consider the crucial role of genetic engineering in advancing our understanding of life and creating solutions to global challenges. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more updates. Your support helps us grow and reach more curious minds like you. Also, check out this video on 10 astonishing facts about sperm whales for more fascinating insights into the natural world. Thanks for watching.